Hey everybody, it's Matt from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to show you my Hirudegarn deck from set 24. Not set 4, not set whatever it was. 24, so the most recent version of him. So when he attacks, you look at top 5, add a Phantom Demon, that's it, simple as. Awaken 4 or less, or you got 2 or more energy, and 1 or more Tapion, and 1 or more Minutia. In your drop, you can draw a card, get energy back, and go down to 6. And then we go on to the Awaken side. Standard, normal thing, attack, draw. Other auto, you can pay 1 blue. If you've got 2 or more energy, when one of your Hirudegarn cards is removed from the battle area by a skill, you can play up to 1 Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 6 from your hand. It does specify 6 only, so you've got to bear that in mind. It's going to activate main once per turn, where you can bottom deck one of your Hirudegarns that doesn't have unique to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 5 or less and place at the bottom of their deck. So a bit of spot removal at the risk of you losing a battle card, but you know, you've got to have some sort of trade-off. So the Z deck, we've just got one of the Mighty Blast. So 1/1, activate battle, place one of yours, the energy into drop, and then remove this from the game. Remove this, remove it from the game and gains 10k for the battle. And then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 2 or less, and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So you got that choice with it. Or you got to activate battle, where you can pay a blue. You remove 3 of your Z energy into drop, and then you draw a card, play a Shadow Army token that has blocker, and then you gain 15k power. But that's only for that battle. And then we've got 4 copies of the Hoi. So the Hoi has 2 skills, where they're both activate mains. It's plus nothing and -3. So the first one is, if your leader card is a Phantom Demon card, you play up to 1 blue Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 3 from your drop in rest mode, with skills negated for a turn, then place the played card into drop at the end of the turn. Don't really do that in this deck. It's mainly here for its -3 effect. So you want to wait until you've got the 3 energy, and the ones the energy mainly do is. So -3, activate main. If your leader card is the Phantom Demon, you can play up to 1 blue or green Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 6 or more from your hand, which is what I mainly use it for in this deck, but you can use it in other Hirudegarn decks. And then we got 1 Goku. I don't have enough blue Z cards to really fill out the extra deck, so if you've got anything else, you can just fill it out with that stuff. So yeah, it's 1 cost with 3 Z energy. It's got auto. You place one of your Z energy into its owner's drop. At the end of the turn, remove this card from the game, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards. The energy cost of 5 less, place at the bottom of the owner's deck. It's also got an activate main once per turn. If your leader card is mono blue and you just got an extra card from your hand, you can draw a card and you gain crit. And then we just got to sell. So 3 cost 2, Z energy, deflect, crit. When he's played, you choose all your opponent's battle cards, so got 5 or less, put them underneath. And then he's going to activate main, where you can place 1 or more cards from underneath him, switching back to active mode. If you get rid of 4 or more from underneath, he gains triple stroke, so it becomes a triple stroke crit, if you can get enough cards underneath. But usually it's just a couple of cards, so you just get a dual attacker that's crit, which is always nice, especially at 25. The extra cards from the main deck, we got your 3D magic, spark in the gate. You untap 2 energy. The Sparking Pie is where you can rip a life if you got 5 or more on a drop. And we got 3 Chill's Army reinforcements, the token negate. So you got 5 or less life, you rip a life, and so it will go to your hand. Bear in mind when I'm saying rip a life, it doesn't get crit, and then you put a blocker out as a token, but then this also negates the attack that you've activated it on. 3 Senzu Bean, so activate battle during your opponent's turn, because it got the errata. The rest of it, the effect is the same. Choose something to gain 5k, get 2 energy back. And then 3 Ectoplasm. So this is just a very unique card to the Hirudegarn. Just Hirudegarn overall, not just this deck, because this is back when set 4 dropped. It's a counterplay. You choose up to one of your Hirudegarn in your battle area, send it to your warp. At the start of your next main phase, you play the card that you sent to the warp with this skill. Then we got the battle cards, so the 1 cost to start off with. The 1 cost cards are all Tapions and Minotias. So first up we've got Minotia from set 24. You bear in mind, if you want to use a different Minotia, you can. There are other ones. This one is, when it's played, you get draw a card. It's also got an activate battle limit 1, where you can place it into your drop and choose one of your Hirudegarns, give it 5k. But it does have to be a blue Hirudegarn. And then we got 4 copies of the Tapion from set 24. When he's played, you look at a top 5 and you add a Trunks Youth, Hero or Phantom Demon with 4 or less. So it has to meet 4 or less requirement for any of those cards. For this deck, you can add the heroes, because the Tapions and Minotias are heroes, or you just add the Phantom Demon, they're the only targets in this one. And then he also has the same skill as the Minotia, that's limit 1, send him to the drop and get something 5k, that's a blue Hirudegarn. And then I threw in an extra Tapion, just these 2 copy ones, with 2 copies of this one. So when it's played, you look at the top 5, you add a hero or a Phantom Demon with energy cost of 3 or less, or a blue unison with specified cost with 2 or less. But, well, specified cost of 2, sorry, not 2 or less. But I use this mainly that as another Tapion and another Searcher, just to give the deck a bit more options. Yes, you could take out these completely and fill in with something else, or you could take one of these out and swap them out for another Minotia, so then you got a 5 on each. But I've just chosen that way just because of the fact that he can search out Hero and Phantom Demon, so you can easily get your Minotias anyway. On to the 2 costs. It's just a super combo for the deck, and I've just chosen to go with the Vegeta. 4 or less, bottom deck a card from your hand, draw 2. Not really much else to say for that. So the 3 costs, when I can get them all. There we go. Right, so to start off with, we've got 3 copies of this Hirudegarn piece. So this is a Catastrophic Comeback. This is quite an old card. I say quite old, it's set 24, so I suppose by this point it is quite an old card. Ignore every skill on this apart from the bottom one. So activate main, because it's the only one that's actually relevant for this anyway. Because that's, I mean, you can do this first one if your leader card is a blue Phantom Demon card and you choose one of your blue hero cards in your battle area, play this card from your drop on top of that chosen card. There's no reason to do that in this particular Hirudegarn deck. That was more for the set 14 Hirudegarn. The other one, again, ignore it. You can't really do much with it in this, but I'll tell you anyway. It's because it's Spirit Boost, so actually no, just flat out ignore it. And then activate main, limit 1, discard this from your hand, look at top 7, add up to 1 blue Phantom Demon card to your hand and shuffle your deck. So you can ignore the requirements of energy, but it does specify blue Phantom Demon, so you can't add any of the green ones that you may run. And then we got 3 copies of the half revived Hirudegarn. So it's got Deflect, Auto, choose one of your blue hero cards, plays in your drop, you gain creating 5k. Activate main limit 1. So you pay the 1, and then if your leader card is hero or Phantom Demon, because this goes in both decks, you draw a card and then you choose a Tapion from your deck and place it to your drop. But it has to have 2 or less. And then we got the Wandering Half Body. Same thing with the bottom skill, but you send a Minotia. But his top skill is you choose a hero, place it to your drop. When it attacks, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of your owner's deck. So a bit of spot removal if you need it. But you need to be set. Those help you set up for your awakening without the comboing, basically. So that's what they're for. And then on to the 6 costs. Yeah, that's all of them. Cool. So the 6 costs, we've got 4 copies of the SR Hirudegarn from the set 24. So it's got dual attack, blocker. When it is played, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 6 or less, and you place it at the bottom of your owner's deck. And it's got activate main, limit 1, paying 2 blue. If your leader card is a blue, you got 3 more energy, you can play this card from your hand. And then it's got Activate Battle, limit 1. If it's your opponent's turn and you place this card at the bottom of your deck, you get to draw a card and get an energy back. So, always a good thing. You lose the card, but you get an energy and draw as a trade-off to help defense, which is why getting the energy back is very powerful. And then we got 3 copies of the Disaster Upon Disaster. That's just such a weird name. So, when this card is played, you have to draw a card. It's got auto limit 1. When this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you get an energy back, and then you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and return it in his hand, so you got a bit of bounce as well. And then he's got Activate Main, limit 1, painted blue. If your leader card is a Phantom Demon card and your opponent has 2 more energy and you send 1 blue Dapion or Minutia from your drop to your war, you get to play this card from your hand. And then the other 6 cost. This is just double striker, Activate Main, limit 1, painted blue. If your opponent's got 2 more energy, you send a Dapion or Minutia from your drop to your war, play them out. It's going to activate Main where you use Warp to draw a card. And then we got 1 copy of the Draft Box Hirudegarn. It's crit, EX evolve onto a 4 or less. Hirudegarn, again, just ignore some of this. Activate battle, KO this card, choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and KO them. But then its auto is when it's removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd. So its own activate battle can trigger its skill, which is what you've got to consider. And then you play Hirudegarn that's got a cost of 4 or 9. It's not between, it's not only 4, it's not only 9, it's 4 or 9. And you get to play one of those out. If you go through your deck, you shuffle your deck. If you don't play a battle card out, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and discards them. So you've always got that option. And we got 2 copies of this Hirudegarn, the 8 cost. So this was back in set 18? Yeah, 18. It's got Deflect, Unique, Energy Exhaust. Generally you don't want to be charging this card, you want to be playing it out. When it attacks, you get to choose one of the following effects. Your opponent places 1 card from their hand on top of the deck, or if your leader card is a blue Phantom Demon card, you get to play a blue or green Hirudegarn with energy cost 6, 7 or 9. It's got Activate Main once per turn, choose one of your battle cards, KO it, and then you can add a top card of your deck into your energy and rest mode. But it's got Activate Battle, painting 2 blue and a colourless. If there are 2 or more blue and or green cards in your combo area, in your battle area and or combo area, sorry, so you can either be in your battle area, in your combo area, doesn't really matter. You play this card from your hand. And then a goodie, but old, but good at the same time. The 9 cost Hirudegarn. The absolute bread and butter of the deck. No, it's just a very good Hirudegarn. Very old, but very good. It's got EX Evolve for paying 4 onto Hirudegarn range cost of 7 or more. Ignore that. You're going to be playing him out through other means. It's the general idea with this card. Then, when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and a card from their hand. You place them on top of the deck in any order that you choose. And then he's got another auto where he's a negate on the board. So when your opponent attacks, you warp him and a blue card from your hand. And then he'll go into the warp with that card. And then he comes back during your next main phase. So then that'll trigger his on play again. Which is what you want to be doing with him. You want to be negating with him as much as possible as your first negate. And generally as the first thing you try and do. Because if your opponent gets rid of it, because it has no protection other than its own auto rate. It does have barrier, but most things get around barrier. So, barrier is kind of irrelevant these days. But even still. And there you go. So that is the Hirudegarn from BT24. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.